Hello everyone, my name is Hamsika and you're listening to Katha Mehfil. Today I'm going to tell you the story Coco the Kite. This story is about a kite. So let's begin. Coco the Kite was just so good looking. All the other kites wished that they were as pretty as him. He had a long, lovely tail and was made of bright and strong, colorful paper. Jackie the boy who owned Coco loved him dearly. He took great care of Coco and made sure that nothing would spoil him. He would pack him up carefully every evening so that he would not get torn by anything. On windy days, Jackie would take Coco and fly him high up in the sky. Coco would love to soar above all the kites, feeling very proud of himself. One day, Coco was flying proudly in the sky. I am flying so high. I am sure no one can catch me up with me, thought Coco. Just then, a bird flew past him. The bird just looked at Coco and shook its head in pity. I feel sorry for you, said the bird. Coco was confused. No one ever pitied him. Most of them envied him. This was strange. After all, wasn't he the strongest and the most beautiful of them all? Couldn't he fly higher than all the other kites? What do you mean by that? Coco asked the bird. I am the best kite in the neighborhood. I can cut the strings of all other kites around me. And you say you are sorry for me? Coco was upset. Yes, said the bird. That's because you can't be free. I fly wherever I want. You are tied to a string. You can fly only when someone decides you to fly. The bird flew away. Coco wanted to be free too. That bird is right, he said to himself. I can fly only if Jackie holds my strings. Oh, how I would love to fly on my own. And suddenly, Coco got an idea. That day, when Coco was flying among the other kites, he flew right into the middle of a kite fight. Strings were at war at twang. His string was cut off. Coco flew up in the air and away from Jackie. I am free, Coco sang to himself as he soared in the skies. Higher and higher he went. There was no string to hold him back this time. He flew over rivers and hills. He saw cows grazing below. He flew so high that he touched the clouds. Suddenly, the wind dropped. Whoosh! Coco found himself falling down, down, and down. He went and plop! He landed on the ground. Ouch! Said Coco. He had never fallen down before. Coco looked around in fear. This had never happened to him before. Jackie was always around to look after him when the wind stopped. In fact, Jackie always made sure that Coco landed gently and softly without ever getting scratched or turned. Just then, a huge wet nose sniffed Coco. It was a cow. He was wondering if she could eat Coco. He was terrified. But the cow changed her mind and went away. A kite didn't smell as nice as fresh green grass on the other side of the fence. Coco had hardly heaved a sigh of relief when he felt himself being turned over. He felt two sharp things poking him and strange whiskers tickling him. Mew, mew, said two little kittens as they pawed Coco's tail. They thought he was something to play with. They pulled Coco's lovely tail and frisked happily around him. Now, kittens, as you know, love to play. These kittens loved Coco and his loving long tail. Coco curled up in fright. He was sure that the kittens were going to tear him up into shreds. He had heard that kittens have sharp claws and he had even felt them. "Kitty, Kitty!" someone called out. Luckily for Coco, the little kittens ran away, leaving him safe on the ground. The kite was a lovely thing to play with, thought the kittens, but it's not half as nice as a bowl of milk we'll get at home. Coco was miserable. I wish I hadn't gone in the middle of the kite fight, he thought sadly. He thought about how much Jackie loved him and felt very sorry indeed. He thought of how safe he was with Jackie. He really missed him. At that moment, Coco heard a sound. Thud, 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 put, 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 put. What a scary sound that was. Poor Coco was terrified. Oh no! Coco knew that sound. It was the lawnmower that Jackie's father often used. It tore and ate up everything that came in its way. It ate up grass, leaves, bits of paper, and just about anything. Coco was truly scared. He was sure that this time he was going to be torn and eaten up by the lawnmower. This was even worse than being torn by the cow or the kittens. Just then, he felt himself being raised off the ground. Two strong talons got hold of his colorful paper. What was that? Coco thought. He loved being up in the sky, but not if he was being held so tightly by such a nasty-looking bird. It was an eagle who had decided that Coco was just what he needed to make his nest nice and colorful. Coco was again miserable. Imagine him spending the rest of his life in a little bird nest with baby eagles all around him. By now, he was feeling very sorry that he cut off himself. At that moment, there was a loud sound. The eagle was startled. It was a clap of thunder. That was followed by flashes of lightning across the sky. The eagle forgot all about Coco and dropped him. Coco fell down. He wondered where he was going to land. He hoped that no cow, kitten, or eagle would get him this time. Suddenly, he landed with a plop in someone's garden. Coco lay there helplessly, wondering what would happen to him next. He heard a cow mooing. He heard a kitten mewing. He heard footsteps running up to him. And then he heard a voice that he loved so much. Look, my kite has returned. It was very own Jackie, who came running and picked Coco lovingly. Coco couldn't believe his luck. He had flown far and wide. He'd almost been eaten up, mowed over, and torn. He had adventures that he hadn't had like one before. But he was safe now because he was at home with Jackie. That night, as Jackie placed Coco safely upon the cupboard, Coco realized that he didn't want to be a bird. He was a beautiful kite and he was happiest flying safely at the end of a string. He never tried to fly away again. If you look high in the sky and see a lovely blue, red, yellow and green kite flying happily away, you will know who that is. It's Coco, of course. He's happy to be with Jackie and he's happy to be the most handsome kite in the sky. So this was the story of Coco the kite. You can draw a drawing of Coco the kite in his colorful colors with two eyes and a big sprite. And you can also draw Jackie, who is holding the string of Coco. Thank you. I hope you loved the story. Bye. This is Hamsika signing off from Katha Mehfil.